Hello everybody and welcome back. It has been a while since I've used Facecam and it's nice to be back using it actually. Now actually last time I used Facecam was 2 months ago and I've gotten a haircut since then. Anyways, today we are going to be talking about Rainbow Six Siege and particularly we're going to be talking about the best operator for attackers, the best operator for defenders, and the best map for attackers and the best map for the defenders. Now, before I say anything, please remember, this is just my opinion. And I am by no means a competitive or a pro player, so this is coming from a casual perspective. Please remember that. And please remember, this is just my opinion. And if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. But again, I cannot stress enough. It's my opinion. Now, let's start with the attackers. Now, in my opinion, hear me out on this. The best attacker is Sledge. Now, hear me out before you say anything. Sledge's ability and kit is so easy to use, and it takes zero time to learn how to use it. Like, you can play one match, and then boom, you already know what it does. Because it can break castles, is reinforced doors, I think that's what it's called. He can break any breakable surface and make a big ass fucking hole that you can also jump through. If you use it on a wall. And his guns aren't bad. At least not that I find. I found his guns pretty far from bad, actually. I know some people may say that his guns aren't that good. I disagree, honestly. But maybe that's because I just use them a lot. And again, that's really it. He's just really easy to use, and I don't see how you can really fuck up with him. Like, some operators, sometimes it is easy to mess up their ability. With Sledge, I don't really see how you can do that. Now, some may say Thatcher, and I completely understand why. But the reason I don't say Thatcher is because in ranked, he always gets banned. And then in casual, nobody plays him. And if they do, they're usually dog shit with him. That's just completely honest. I've never seen a good Thatcher in casual. And then, again, in competitive, he just always gets banned, So it's just nobody ever uses him. And fuck, my hair's kind of a mess right now. Now, as for the map for the attacker, I think I'm going to go with Stadium. The reason I say that is because there are glass walls all over the map that you can't shoot through, you can't breach through, you can't nade through. Can't throw a grenade at it, and, it won't break. And so the attackers can see the defenders. Now, granted, it isn't one way, so the defenders can see the attackers, but I feel like that gives the advantage to the attackers more. At least that I've found. I've never really had a bad game on Stadium. And not to mention, there are so many breakable surfaces and so many different windows and ways to enter. I feel like it's just completely attacker-sided, especially with how many breakable walls. Like Ash, Thermite, Buck, Sledge, anyone that can break a wall, I feel like is about... Oh, yeah, and fucking Fuse. I feel like it's about to fuck your world up. If they know what they're doing, of course. If they have no clue how to play Ash, or Thermite, or Fuse, or Sledge, I don't really know how you can't not know how to play Sledge. They're really about to fuck your world up, and you're about to have a bad game. Anyways, what the fuck, is that my chair? Yeah, it is. Now, as for the defenders, I personally think Mute is the best defender. Because, again, his ability is super easy to use. You place... Now, placement, granted, placement's different. But actually using his ability is a lot different. Because it takes no time to learn. You place his gadget. I forgot what it's called. Damn it. I can't think of it for the life of me. You place it down. And if a drone goes in the proximity of it, it basically turns off. Right? It becomes useless. Him and Mozzie, if Mute and Mozzie are put on the same team and they work quickly, there's no drone that will be able to, find where you're at. I mean, granted, if they know the map, then yeah. Like, if you place one of Mossy's bugs outside of a door near your bomb, and then if a player knows where the map is, they're gonna know you are. But still, like, I feel like if you move out a bit from where like the bombs or hostage or container is with Mute and Mossy, and make a bigger proximity of where you place your stuff, I feel like it's gonna be a lot harder for the attackers to find it. I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. Also, I don't find Mute's guns bad at all. I think they're actually maybe not really good. I don't think they're godlike, but I don't think they're bad. Also, he does have, if I'm not wrong, he has a bulletproof camera as well as a C4. I usually use C4, but if you have a bulletproof camera, you can also help your team after you die. And even if you do die, if your gadgets haven't been destroyed, they can still definitely be useful even after you die. Unlike most operators, if you die, you can still be really helpful. Now, I think I was deciding between him, Doc, and Rook. The reason I think my lineup was Mute, Rook, and Doc. The reason I say that is because Rook, he just gives his ability to see it's like 2 buttons, right? 2 buttons, you place it down, and then everyone comes to get an armor plate, and everyone comes to get an armor plate, and then they get extra health. That's not bad. So I don't really see how you can mess up with that. Now, granted, in terms of defending, I guess it's not necessarily... The reason I didn't pick Rook is because in terms of defending, it's not that good. It's useful, but it's not that good, especially when some people just don't take your armor plates. Like, it seems like whenever I place it down, there are always 2 that don't take it. And then I was just going to say Doc, because, I mean, he can heal himself, he can heal his teammates back to basically full health if they're literally about to die. If not full health. What the fuck is the... Okay. The reason Doc is third is because, you can definitely play bad as Doc. Like, with Mute, can't necessarily play bad, at least with his gadget, because you place it down, you're done, right? And same with the Rook, you place it down, and then you're done. You walk away, you don't really mess with it after that, right? But with Doc, so many times, I've seen Docs just sit there on low health, right? And they just don't use the stem, and if I'm on low health and I'm right next to the Doc, they're not holding a point or anything, they just don't heal me, right? And I've literally asked a Doc before in a game, yo, can you heal me? Because he was just sitting there in a corner, right? And he's like, no, I need it for myself. And I'm like, how many do you have? And he was like, 3. I'm like, what the fuck? You have 3 for a reason, dude. like, I feel like my thing is, like, I play Doc a lot, right? Because I just love the idea of being able to heal my teammates. My thing is, if I get hurt, I use a stem on myself. I mean, depending on how much. If I lose more than half health, I'm using a stem on myself, right? If I don't, I'm using it on my other team. Like, let's say 3 of my teammates are at low health, and I'm also at low health. I'm not below 50%. I'm using it on all my teammates. Right now, if I am below 50%, I'm using it on myself. But also, another rule I have as Doc is, unless I'm like the last defender, I don't use more than 1 stem on myself, considering I only have 3. Anyways, let's get to the map, because I need to get to that, actually. In my opinion, the best defender map is Presidential Plain. Now, just to make this easier to say, I'm just going to say Plain instead of Presidential Plain. So, Plain is, in my opinion, the best defender map. Now, hear me out. Every position where the bomb or hostage, especially on bomb game mode, if you guys, I don't know why I'm specifying this, you definitely know what that means. Anyways, especially on bomb, I feel like it's super easy to win as an attacker, especially when it's at the front of the plane. There's a big barrier, right? That defenders will just put all their shit at, right? Like barbed wire, frost maps, and they'll just sit there in camp. And what's really annoying is to the left of that, there's 2 breakable surfaces, right? And a door to like far enough down. So they can just be sitting there peeking at you. Or they can just poke a hole in the breakable surface and just look at you. Or they obviously could just put up reinforced walls and then just sit in there. And then like if you play like a fuse or thermite and try to break that wall, they can just pop out from the door and shoot you and fucking kill you. And the downstairs area, I forgot what it's called. Like the very downstairs area, there's a long ass hallway that you have to walk through, or I guess there's a when you're walking down, if you don't know, when you're walking down the side, there's 2 breakable walls. I mean, because if you break that wall, first off, they're gonna know exactly where the hell you are. They can just come down. Let's say they're sitting here, right? You're going down. You break the wall. Go through that. They can hear that. They will go that way. And as you're walking through, because you can't shoot when you're hopping over something or vaulting over something, they can just shoot you. Right? And while you're doing that, because it takes time, even with like something like buck shotgun, it takes time to shoot it and then go through. Granted, it's not a long time, but it's enough time for them to see you and shoot you, right? And then after that, there's always just looking down the hallway. But I feel like every time when I'm looking at the hallway, I'm holding that point, so if someone comes over there, I will beam them in the head, right? Every time, as soon as I look away, as soon as I turn my back, I get fucking beamed as an attacker, right? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. Also, I will be trying something different. I'm going to be trying to have an outro. It's going to be a stock outro, though. It's not a custom one, but I'm going to be trying it fucking in this video. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but I mean, you're about to see it because it's the end of the video. But thank you guys so much for watching. With all that being said, have a wonderful day, my friends. Goodbye, and feel free to tell me your opinion down in the comment section below.